how do we take the power that we have as a brand and how do we translate that into social impact? What's the thinking process they should go through?
So the great question. Never been asked that. And as you were asking, I was thinking, God, what is it? And I think it's a combination of all, actually. I think it is a scorecard of some sort. So I'd say first, the example of Clorox is a great one. So I think whether you're a startup 6 months out or you've been around for 100 plus years, what is your DNA? Where were you originally? Where did you come from? What does your brand stand for? And can you identify value or values that stay consistent with that? I think that's the first one. It's like, is there something that's consistent with it? Now, inclusion and equality is a little bit tougher one because very few brands are going to have that naturally as part of their DNA. So let's put that aside for a second. But sustainability environment is a great example of that one, right? So a lot of companies, it just naturally makes sense for a company like Clorox to be thinking about this. And we are, it's a top priority. So I think that's the first line, right? The second, I think you can have multiple values. I think you just have to be careful. Again, it can't be 5 plus. Right? I think it can be 2, maybe 3. Then the second one is, does a leadership, the board, if there's a board, and then the C-suite, even though they can change, like if your leaders don't believe it, Kevin, it won't go anywhere, right? So I think there has to be belief from the top leaders, right? And not just one person, because a CEO, what's the average tenure of a CEO, like 18 months? So like they can be gone. Like this has to be the board and the other executives and top level management. Do you all believe in it, right? Does it tie to some original, the origins of the brand? Is there some connection to the brand? Maybe not, but that'd be a good start. And then it is, do our employees care? Are we hearing from them? Because sometimes you can change. Like you're seeing some brands really do a lot in I&D right now. Like Netflix, I think, has really done far more. They were already kind of doing a lot. They didn't really talk about it, and the way they hire and the way they promote. You can tell like it's important to them. But now they've stepped up, right? Putting money with Black-owned banks and like really going a step further, highlighting Black filmmakers and Black actors more prominently and overtly on their feed versus anything subtle. So I think it's clear that that's going to be a priority for them moving forward, the way they've hired, the way they've prioritized it. But so that can happen, right? That can happen like naturally, like, wow, this is really important to our employees and to us. And ultimately the fourth piece is, do our consumers care, right? Now, I would say you can't do it just on a consumer base because your consumers could change. I think you need all of these, right? So I think you need something that has ideally some ties to where your brand came from. But if not, that's okay. But does your leadership care about it? Does your employees care about through all the ranks? And then ultimately, is it relevant to your customer? Now, if you check the box on those first 3, right, or 2 of those first 3, but your customers don't care, that's obviously not great. But I don't know if I would start with the customer. I would start with, do we care about this? Is this important to us? Because, that might not be a popular answer, Kevin, but I genuinely believe if your people don't care about it, and the leadership doesn't care about it, you're just doing it because the consumer wants it, good luck. You're not going to get very far.